There were moments when she seemed to vanish, no tours, no interviews, no explanation. Fans worried, rumors spread, and the silence only deepened the mystery. Because someone as visible as Cher doesn't just disappear without a reason. And when fragments of the truth finally surfaced, they pointed not to scandal or illness, but to something far more unsettling, the cumulative weight of a life lived too intensely for too long. Publicly, she is indestructible. The voice. The glamour. The fearless reinvention decade after decade. From the wild success with Sonny Bono to her solo dominance, she never seemed to fade. While others disappeared, she adapted. Outlasted. Reappeared stronger. But privately, the cost of that survival kept growing. She has spoken about loneliness that followed fame. About relationships that collapsed under scrutiny. About the strange isolation of being adored by millions but truly known by very few. Even success became a kind of prison. The expectation to stay young. Stay relevant. Stay Cher. No room for weakness. No permission to slow down. Then came years when she simply stepped back. Not retirement, something quieter. Friends described exhaustion. Emotional fatigue. The weight of decades lived at full intensity. She later hinted that grief had been piling up for years, losses, regrets, unresolved wounds from a life lived in public view since her teens. The deepest blow may trace back to a tragedy that never fully healed. In 1998, Sonny Bono, her former partner, collaborator, and the father of her child, died suddenly in a skiing accident. Their relationship had been complicated, even painful at times, but their bond was undeniable. His death closed a door that could never reopen. No final reconciliation. No future conversations. Just silence. Cher later admitted that grief doesn't follow a schedule. It waits. It resurfaces. It reshapes you slowly. And for someone whose identity was tied to constant motion, being forced to sit with loss was devastating. More recently, she has spoken openly about aging, not as a punchline, but as a confrontation. The body changes. The energy shifts. The industry grows colder. Friends disappear. And the persona that once protected you becomes harder to maintain. She once said she doesn't feel old inside, but the world insists on reminding her. Yet there is something almost defiant in how she faces it. No illusions. No sentimental speeches. Just blunt honesty. Survival, she suggests, isn't glamorous. It's messy. It's lonely. And it often comes with a quiet question: was it worth the cost? Today, when she appears in public, the applause is still thunderous. The legend remains intact. But behind it is a woman who has outlived eras, relationships, and versions of herself. Not untouched. Not unscarred. Just still standing. Her story resonates now in a different way, especially for those who understand that longevity isn't just about years. It's about endurance. About carrying memories that don't fade. About learning that strength sometimes looks like simply continuing. Because the real mystery was never how she stayed famous for so long. It's how she kept going at all. And maybe that's the truth many people discover later in life: the hardest battles aren't the ones the world sees. They're the ones you survive quietly, long after the spotlight moves on.